Aloha, guys. So I'm Deslynn Jaquias. I'm the host of Healing with Aloha podcast. I wanted to ask you, how do you deal with your feelings? And is it easy for you to deal with your feelings and to sit with it? Because I know for me that it's not easy. And I realized that early on, I learned to detach myself from how I feel because there was so much going on that wasn't easy that I had to cope with it. And so, my question to you is, how do you deal with your feelings? And do you want to deal with your feelings? Because honestly, it can be overwhelming. A lot of the things that we say and do and how we think, it stems from the way we were taught at a young age. Hi! How are you? I just thought I'd go live and talk about feelings. A lot of us weren't taught how to feel, or certain feelings were labeled bad. And I can't talk for everybody. Hi! I can't talk for everyone, but I'm going to talk about a few things. So, growing up, I don't know about you, but when you're sad, sometimes our caretakers, our parents, they don't want us to be sad. They want us to be happy. Even if there's legit reasons why we wouldn't want to be happy. We can feel forced to be in a good mood when we're not. And learning that type of behavior makes it hard as we get older and then we become adults, because we don't know how to tell people, I feel hurt, I feel sad, I feel stressed out, because we weren't given permission to say we felt sad as children. We weren't given permission to be mad. You know, there's some instances when we get spankings, or in Hawaii we say lickings. Hi, happy March 1st. And so it's trauma, right? And a lot of times we don't realize that when we become adults, we don't know how to act. We don't know how to deal with life because we weren't taught the skills to communicate what we're thinking and what we're feeling. And so what I wanted to share today is start to journal. Find a notebook that's sitting around the house, and start writing thoughts and feelings every day, like 1 sentence, 2 sentences, like, today was great, I loved it, I had a great time. Tomorrow could be like, oh my gosh, today sucks, I didn't get the laundry done. The third day would be like, I'm just really mad right now because nothing's working out for me. Just being real, because when you write how you feel, or even if you record your voice, expressing yourself, what happens is, the brain, it releases that thought that is like in your head, and it transfers it to somewhere, and it gives you that break from like holding it on your shoulders and whatnot. And so to help you to start being able to express your feelings in a safe place, you can start writing it out, or you can start recording your voice. Nowadays they have like the apps for a voice recorder. Yeah, well, did you call it a journal? I called it a diary, Zoe. I don't know about you. I grew up, I had diaries, but I would always shove my diaries underneath the bed because I feared my parents would find it. You know what I mean? Because it was like, dear diary. And I would write some deep stuff in there, like happy stuff, and then also the deep stuff that I wouldn't want anybody to know about. And so, yeah, okay, yeah. So in middle school, she used to call it diary. Yeah, and honestly, it's really. Oh, you had a lock on your. I only had a few that had a lock. Yes, so guys, if you want to buy one that has a lock, even better. Um, and you know what? Honestly, so I've had instances where I write letters to people that I won't send to them, and I rip it up, or you can burn it. And it's a ritual for you to let it off your mind and your heart and be like, dude, I'm done with this. You can even do that. So if you don't want to journal every day, but like say if you're going through something really difficult and there's no one you feel comfortable talking about it to, which is fine. Everybody processes different. Some people can see therapists. I do. Some people don't, right? If it's something really heavy, you can write it out and you can burn it, or you can rip it up and throw it away, because it's just for you. A lot of people need to have an outlet, because honestly, you'll go not crazy. Your sanity will just go out the door. You won't have peace, and you'll just feel overwhelmed all the time. I know when I'm overwhelmed, I don't know about you, Zoe, I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do laundry. I don't want to clean. I don't want to do things. And it adds up. Like, next thing you know, you're like surrounded by all your stuff. And then you start feeling overwhelmed. And in just this cycle. And so for me, that is the one tip I wanted to share with you guys. Like, learning how to deal with your feelings is not easy. We weren't taught how to express ourselves. When people say things or do things, and you go, "Ooh, that was mean. That was mean. That was hurtful. That was mean." Like, okay, so I'm from Hawaii, so I'm gonna say it pigeon style. Like, brah, like, whoa, hold out. Like, what you was thinking? Why you say that for? When people joke around with us, if you're on the receiving end and it's not funny and it's hurtful, we don't know how to tell people, And so sometimes we hold it in and then we get mad. Like, bro, this stinking guy, I can't believe you said that, right? And then you become resentful of them. But we need to get to a point today, now, because I can't change yesterday. You can't change yesterday. Like, today, like, start being able to communicate your thoughts and feelings. And sometimes the people on the receiving end, they're not gonna like it, but learn how to express it in a calm manner. Before you hold it in too long, it's gonna like come out yelling. I don't know if that makes sense. And so being able to express yourself in, like, on the initial part is better, in letting people know that you have boundaries in your relationship with them, whether it's your family or your friends or coworkers. I have to tell people, like, don't talk to me with that tone, because some people can be really disrespectful, harsh, condescending, and they act like they're better than you, whether it's in a work setting or like a home setting, whatever. I've had to learn to tell people when they act a certain way, because I've been through so much. I can be like, oh, you feel less than other people, but you're not. And so two things: start to journal or write letters for yourself, rip it up, burn it, whatever. And you can also what was the other one? Oh, learn to express yourself when you're in relationships with people, and start telling them, if something hits you, like if I'm having a conversation with you and then it hits me wrong, to let them know, just, what did you mean by that? Okay, did you mean this? And not assume that people are trying to be mean to you or whatnot, but give them the benefit of the doubt, but acknowledge things. And another thing is finding a strategy that works for you. Meditating also is one. Praying to God, praying to what your faith is in. That is another way of communicating your heart, expressing. But I think when we can start to sit with our feelings, that we can start to feel safe about expressing them without judgment. And sometimes it involves people and sometimes it doesn't. But when you start to like embrace your feelings, you're going to start to heal your wounds. We carry wounds that happen to us from when we're young. And sometimes we stuff it away and we make believe, okay, all those things that we went through didn't happen. But it did. And we can start to process and move forward. And so I hope this is helpful to one of you that is watching this replay. Thank you for the people that jumped on briefly. And sending you guys all my love. Subscribe to Healing with Aloha on Spotify, Anchor.fm. We are also on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. And here. Have a great day, guys. Aloha.